I picked up the decks, was cleaning the decks, and funeral home jumped out. So I said, okay, funeral home it is. And so I pulled on funeral home, and what popped out was a false prophet, church, and cheap paid puppet. Okay, so this is a funeral home that is also a church. It says that they're under judgment, and these are the last days for whatever fraudulent activities that are going on. These are the last days. That the Most High said that He is heartbroken that they sold their soul. Remember, this is church and a funeral home. That they are compromised and that they should repent. They have been working very hard, making a lot of money, but it's going to stop. Going to jail came out twice. Nappy-headed, ignorant neighbors upstairs trying to do work, confusion or whatever. But there's a case working in the background on this funeral home. And speaking of which, the funeral home is connected to the neighbors. I did mention before in another reading that there are several people who have life insurance policies. They're one of them. It says that this funeral home church is the next sacrifice because money obviously was an issue, that they are hiding money. Travis Credit Union came out again. I do live in the Bay Area. You can look that up, Travis Credit Union. It could be this particular credit union, or maybe that means check it to theirs. That money has been transferred or wired to them. It says money, wiring, or transferring. That these people are thieves and lying in church. False life insurance policy came out. That these people are financially compromised. It says that they traveled out of the country. Says that, let me get to where it's there. They traveled out of the country. What came out? Where are you? Okay. That they were led overseas. They left the country. And it says war and beard. I'm assuming that they left the country and went to Egypt, because what also came out was Gilead, tribal allotment. So I'm thinking that they went to, and then also Memphis came out. Memphis, Egypt, Gaza, pyramids. Probably went there to handle documentation concerning a false death, probably mine. So maybe some life insurance policies or some death certificates probably need to be checked in Egypt. It says that they traveled overseas. I did pull a name on it, came out Winston. Now, I do know of a church and a funeral home that is connected, that's out here in the Bay Area, but it is the title or the name of it is a church title. It is not Winston, but I guess if you're a detective, you can easily pull up church funeral home in Winston and figure out that. It also came out Memphis, Tennessee. So Memphis, Egypt, and Memphis, Tennessee came out. It says that they are connected to my family somehow. Aunt, uncle involved, and then again, life insurance policy. So I'm assuming that my aunt or uncle have a life insurance policy either under me, or my aunt had a life insurance policy under her husband who passed away, where the blood was all in the house. Anyway, uncle involved came out. And so again, life insurance policies. It says that my sister was involved, and I'm saying my sister because it says sister. So I pulled, is it this person, the pastor's sister, the false prophet, or is it mine? It came out mine, operation, plastic surgery, and doctor came out underneath the sister and them being involved. And so I'm not sure if maybe they made money and they got some work done. And it says make new friends and family because a cousin is involved. Again, the neighbors are involved, but I mentioned that before with the false life insurance policies and the dark magic that they're trying to do. Someone is ill. It came out underneath the pastor. But someone is ill, but we also know that the upstairs neighbors, they're ill too. Stockton came out. Texas came out. And it says that I do have massive energy. And they knew about this. I used to be a member at this church. And they ended up shunning me because I did tell them about some, a little bit about my life and the spiritual warfare. And it was something that I guess that they could not comprehend, or something that was a little bit too much for them as pastors. But it does say that that they knew about me when I was there at the church, and that they were also doing some form of divination against me. It does say what kind, but we're not going to put that out there. But that they definitely knew who I was when I was a member of that church, and that they were compromised and approached while I was a member there. So when I confessed and did all of that and got baptized, they had already known what was going on, and that'll be a story for another day. It says that their daughter is involved. I did ask, well, first it said daughter involved. I did ask, whose daughter, mine or theirs? It says theirs, the one that is a musician. And so maybe this daughter, maybe they know what's going on now, so they use this daughter to pull, energetically pull people's energy. Now this daughter is trying to be famous. It says son involved. Again, I asked, mine or theirs? It says their son. It did not say, but it does say that this is one, or they pretend to be innocent, but they are not. That there are hidden cameras in the church, or there are cameras that they watch or monitor. That this pastor, prophet, or the family, mother, father, that they have a temper, and Child Protective Services came out, which means, maybe that should be something that is looked into. So again, we have the pastor, which is at a church funeral home out here in the Bay Area where I live, pulled up named Winston, that they are compromised and they have been out of the country concerning life insurance policies, concerning possible death certificates, and concerning the allotment or the spiritual or the physical inheritance that was left to me. So if you can start with the funeral home and look under their policies, and you will notice that as neighbors that are around here where I live at, family members that will have policies at this church funeral home. Last name Winston. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you the name of it. I used to go there and I used to work there. But I'm going to tell you what came out. Okay, thank you. Oh, did I say that they were also involved with someone that is a government official? And so, maybe that's why they were able to go and travel to Egypt or travel out of the country, possibly other places, not just Egypt, but travel out of the country and handle whatever business they need to because, they are a pastor and they are also connected with someone that is in the government. All right, I don't want to make it too long. I was trying to make it 3 minutes, but that didn't work. But it does say that there's a case working in the background already, but just in case you needed this bit of information, there you go.